Beyond Technical. Competitive gaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Beyond Technical. Today, what we're going to be going over is something that's near and dear to my heart: how to play a charge character, or charge characters in general. Now, first I want to cover one quick concept that makes charge characters super different from everything else, and then I'm going to talk about each one individually, just briefly, and then maybe I'll show you a couple of these examples of how things kind of work. Now, again, we're going to keep things simple because I've found that a lot of players are really liking these simple beginner tutorials instead of the kind of more advanced stuff where, I don't know, I feel like it hits less of a crowd. So either way, that's what we're going to do for a little while because I'm having fun with it. So you get what you get. I hit the mic, my bad. Probably a little sound level spike. All right, so charge characters in general. Now, first things first, let me just show you guys on the old fight stick here. All right. Real Arcade Pro. What does it say? There you go, the bottom corner. Anybody wants to buy this specific one? Okay, so charge characters. Main concept is that you're always going to be holding a direction for charge, right? So what you're going to be doing, the big thing that I'm going to teach you guys, I'm going to show you with the stick first, is charge buffering. So basically, if we're holding down back and we have a charge, and then we do a flick forward, we're going to immediately flick back and hold down back again. All right, that's called charge buffering. So before you don't flick forward and hold, you just, all right. So when you do that little quick flick, that's your forward. That gets you your forward, and it gets you your charge buffering again. The reason you're going to need charge buffering is going to become really apparent really soon. So that's how it's done, all right? All the time on a charge character, you're always holding back. You're always building a charge. You're buffering this charge. So the second that you flick forward, you come right back. Now, I don't know how fast this is going on the camera. I'm kind of trying to take a look myself, but basically really, really quickly. Whenever somebody does a move, you're going to hear that little noise, okay? So you can actually probably pay attention and listen for that as we go through this, but that is the biggest thing about charge buffering. So charge is a hold down back for 2 seconds, and then you can use an ability. Now that might seem like a really super long time, and it is, but that's what charge buffering is for. An ability might take a whole second. So you've cut your charge time in half because while you're watching that ability go through, you don't have as long to wait until you can link it to something else. So I'll show you guys a couple of cool little examples, which I may or may not screw up because I've been working about 1 million hours this week, haven't really had a lot of time to play. So let's jump into that and check out some cool Street Fighter stuff, all right? So first things first, let's talk about the characters before we select them and go in. Now the reason that I don't want to pick, do what I did with a Ryu tutorial, where it's like, I'm new and I suck, how do I play? It's because charge characters all have extremely unique dynamics for how to play them. There is no basic charge character. If you want to start off with the most frustrating character, it's probably going to have to be Guile. He has 2 special abilities, he has some really solid normals, and he's super frustrating to get at because his fireball recovers super fast. All right, so that's your bread and butter charge character is going to be Guile. Your bread and butter charge character without a fireball is definitely going to be Balrog. He's the character that I play. He's very simple in terms of how he plays, very complicated to play at a high level. The other choice for newer players that just want to win and you're not overly invested in the game is Bison, because you can do a bunch of super unsafe stuff on Bison and beat the crap out of all your friends at your little weekly Street Fighter meetup. I'd been playing this game about 2 weeks when I picked up Bison, started playing him, and I went to a tournament, and I actually I won a lot of rounds against some really good players because his scissor kicks are just so hard to beat out, all right? So again, let's go through these one at a time. Those are your three standard options if you want to do Bison's for specials, Balrogs for punches, Guiles for fireballs, all right? Now, so let's just go down the list. So we've got E Honda. The thing that makes E Honda special is pianoing, not just charge. E Honda doesn't have a lot of fireball or ways to beat fireballs easily, but he has really, really good normals. Let's see, next up on the old charge list is going to be Bison. As I said with Bison already, his specials are phenomenal. He can basically do whatever he wants with a special move. So you have a lot of options, and stuff like cross-up Psycho Crusher as they wake up is super hard to see coming. If you learn some timings on him, you can basically roll the same 3 or 4 tricks. You'll get really far. DJ. Now DJ I really like. I think he's a very well-rounded character. The problem with DJ is he has a lot of one-frame links for his combos, so his combos are difficult. But as a character, he has his Sobot roll and his... he has basically Guile's fireball. It's a little bit different, but he basically throws sonic booms. And his uppercut or his wake up kicks are absolutely incredible. You can pretty much autocorrect it into anything. It's super easy to do, so he's insanely hard to jump against, which is really strong for a character. Plus DJ, Fun tip for you, crouching medium kick knocks down. He's one of the only characters in the game with a medium kick that will knock down, so that's pretty strong. Then as we move down the old list, we get onto Guile. Guile, his strength is that he recovers insanely quickly from his fireballs, and he has a flash kick that covers, it jumps forward quite a bit, so any kind of mid-range jumps that are going to jump into the middle of the screen, you can use flash kick to punish those. So Guile is very, very safe because you just throw your sonic boom, and then you use a spinning back fist. It makes a little heart sound, all right? He's really, really basic and simple to play. If you want to watch a good Guile player, there's a professional player named Dominion who does a fantastic job on Guile. You can see how strong he is at zoning. Plus, anybody who's played a little bit of Street Fighter probably has run into Guile by now and gotten just stuck trying to get past him. Next, we got Blanka. Blanka's all about mix-ups, right? Blanka gets in your face. Now, you can play Blanka lame and kind of play defensive and back, or you can play him aggressively. He has an excellent river slide, which is a down-forward heavy punch that makes him slide at people, so he's going to knock people down with that. His charge moves are his Blanka balls, which are actually pretty strong. You can use, especially the anti-air Blanka ball is really amazing at stopping any sort of jumping play. So if you have a charge on Blanka, you can pretty easily shut down jumps on any part of the screen. It's pretty powerful. After that, we've got Vega. I'm not going to lie, this is the charge character I know the least about. He has some really, really strong long-range normals that he can kind of combo into with his little jumping flying kick thing, whatever the proper name is. Somebody can probably tell me in the comments, because again, I don't know that much about Vega. You want to win on Vega? Crouching medium punch until the end of time. It's absolutely insanely good. He also has a lot of kind of air mix-ups. Some of them are really unsafe, so for newer players, I would not suggest hopping into Vega just yet. After that, we've got Balrog, who I'm going to show you a few tricks on today because he's my character. He's the main character that I play. He has extremely strong normals. He has a great rush game. He has very crappy mix-up options. He doesn't have a cross-up ability, and he doesn't have a lot of tricks. So Balrog is a very straight-up character. If you fight a Balrog, you can't really whine that Balrog is cheap. He basically will stand there and box you. So really solid in that sense. So let's select Balrog here. And I will try to show you guys a couple of those charge moves I'm talking about. Remember that hold down back, build up your charge, and then you flick, all right? So that's how you're gonna do your abilities. You're always just gonna flick the stick in the direction you want. So let's just cover how that actually goes through now that we've kind of decided on how to pick a character. All right, so you see this down back arrow on the screen. And then I'm just gonna do this flick, and you hit punch as you do it, all right? So if you guys listen one more time, I'll try and keep the fight stick real close to the microphone for this one, and see how quickly that all goes through? So you just flick and punch at the same time. And it doesn't matter what button you're pressing or what ability you're using, depending on the input. It could be flick kicks, and you're going to get your uppercut instead of your straight dash punch. Or you can flick it in a different direction. See the down forward there is going to get you your sweep punch on Balrog. So Balrog is all about directional flicks, and that's how he does all of his special moves. Now, when I first started playing, I was like, how do people doing these, like, you know, dash punch, dash, like, how did he just do that so quickly? And that's where charge buffering comes into play. If you listen carefully, I'm trying to keep the stick kind of close to the mic so you guys can hear the tick tick ticks, but you'll hear basically right away. Oh, I kind of messed that one up. I'm always building another charge. And you can watch the inputs as they go, like before the ability is over, that input jumps back to a down back position. So if you use some, or the reason charge buffering is important is because it's going to cut down your recovery time or the amount of time you don't have a charge. So what you can do is you can use this to kind of combo some abilities together. Now this is a little bit of a tougher combo for Balrog, so I'm not going to expect you guys to be able to do this right away, but it does give you it does illustrate why charge buffering is important, all right? So let's see how many times I screwed this up. Ooh, there's one already. Oops. All right, so you see, because I buffered a charge, so to do the uppercut, you have to go forward, and to do the headbutt, you have to have a down charge. So what you do is you use this jab, crouching light punch, crouching light kick. All right, so that is your only abilities that are going to chain together. If you don't charge buffer, you literally cannot do this. You have to have a charge buffer, and it's a really tight charge buffer. So what you can do with stuff like Balrog is, even if you're really close, you can actually chain these together. He blocked it there. I kind of messed up the combo, but it gives you it illustrates the example regardless. So you can use these dash punches pretty quickly, one after the other, if you're getting that charge buffering. Now I want to show you one more thing about charge buffering and charge characters in general before we move on from this video. I'm just trying to do a nice quick one here to give you guys a basic intro to charge and how it's going to work. So the reason we're choosing Guile for this and not my classic Balrog is because Guile actually it's insanely important that you charge buffer on Guile because Well, you know what? We're going to show you. So let's just go into training options. Let's do some recording with Ryu, and let's throw some Hadoukens, all right? Hadouken, Hadouken. Oh, you can only throw another one once the first one's off the screen, so you can only ever have one on screen at a time, all right? There's some random speed Hadoukens. There. Now, let's play that back. And I'm going to block the first one, and then we're going to have to, with Guile, we're going to keep these Sonic Booms flying. Oh, these are not flying as quickly at all, are they? So you see how if you use charge buffering, you can actually keep up with Ryu's Fireball game. If you don't use charge buffering, however, you're going to have to block pretty much every other one, and then you can answer with another Sonic Boom because of how long it takes to just raw charge. So you can see Guile can basically keep up, and I'm using a 2-second back charge for every one of these. Instead of having to do something crazy like focus attacks and, you know, whatever to deal with this, you can just play your own Fireball game if you can manage to keep that charge going. Not only that, but if you're doing a down charge simultaneously, you're actually going to be able to do his flash kick as well if they jump after their fireball or whatever it is that they do. So this is where charge buffering comes into play, and that's basically how it works. You're just always buffering. Always keep that down back charge or down or backwards or whatever charge you're going for. Keep it charging at all times. And that's how you're going to be able to link a lot of these abilities together. So that's how you do crazy, ridiculous combos on charge characters that don't make sense right away. And that's how you can play stuff like Guile and actually out fireball people that can just fireball whenever. Because Ryu doesn't have a limitation on his fireball. He can just do the input whenever and get a fireball. Guile, on the other hand, needs this premeditated charge. So it sounds like a disadvantage at first. And in a sense it is, because your reactions sometimes on charge characters, you can't react because you don't have a charge. If you don't have a charge, you're going to want to learn an anti-charge combo. With Balrog, it's 3 jabs and a sweep if I'm not retarded. Apparently I am. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this week's episode of Beyond Technical, a little primer to charge characters. I hope that gives you guys at least a basic concept of how they work. I've actually been asked this question a surprising amount lately, which is why I decided to go in and just do such a basic rudimentary tutorial. So that's how charge characters work. That's what charge buffering is. Remember, it's that flick, all right? You want to flick every time, and then you always go back down to your charging. So there you go. There's your charge characters. If you have any questions, comments, something I screwed up again, because apparently I'm on a roll with that, go ahead and post it in the comments below, because you guys are the best fans ever, and you guys help cover my ass every time I end up making a mistake. You guys catch it and you let everybody know, because I don't want any mistakes in the videos, but I also don't get to do this full time, so you get what you get. So thank you for watching Beyond Technical. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, follow it on Facebook. The links and everything are below, or they're spinning on the screen right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Catch you next week. Thank you very much for watching.